Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more race survival series. This is week number 3 and it's game number 2. As you can see, the bottom right, HM from Zerg already eliminated by this guy over here. Tyson putting out a very strong PVZ. Looked pretty invincible after holding the rush. But this time, he's going up against one of the best players in the whole world. Definitely taking a quick look at that player lineup. Yeah, I would say Sharp is easily top 1 to top 2 in this week. So, yeah, it's none other than Sharp, like I just said. This guy, just a monster of a Terran player. And in my opinion, I think his TVP is his best matchup. I know a lot of people think that Sharp's Terran versus Terran is his best, but I kind of feel like his Terran versus Protoss is really, really good. I'm a big fan of it. So the map is Polypoid. Sharp, of course, bottom right, as we see. And then Tyson over here as bottom left. I'm very excited for this game. I think Polypoid is an excellent map for this matchup. And, yeah, I'm wondering if Tyson can maybe continue this winning streak so far, right? Like, Protoss didn't do so well last week, so hopefully Tyson can get some more wins on the board for his team. Sharp going over to make his barracks at the ramp. Wants to hold on to that. And most likely this will be a gas as well. Yeah, brings that probe up and bam, there you go. Very quick gas. And Sharp definitely looks like he's going to be going for a factory expansion. In the meantime, we have Tyson over here going for a Nexus first. So yeah, Nexus first. And let's see which direction Sharp goes in. If he goes to the left here, he's really in good shape. Okay, so he goes to the north. Now, that doesn't mean he's not fine. But yeah, he's going to scout the Nexus first a little bit later. We may end up seeing Sharp go end scout. That's most likely going to be the case, meaning that he scouts in the shape of an N, right? Go up here and diagonally across. And that allows you to scout the closest bases first when you're going for the factory expansion. And the reasoning for that, well, first off, if there is a Zealot coming from cross map, you get in the middle around 250, which is right around when the Zealot walks through there. But also because then you can punish close spawned Nexus first builds. Specifically, it's looking for this. So, we'll see if Sharp just responds to this as expected. And, of course, the expected way would be just a Marine, SCV, and Vulture attack. Generally, it's about 8 SCVs, along with just rallied Marines and then 2 Vultures before add-on. So, sorry, I'm getting a little bit jittery here. I'm actually just really excited to see how Sharp is going to pull this one off. His SCV gets in. He sees the double gateway. He starts his third depot, so that's a clear signal that he is going to be doing the pull. Generally, you'll pull the SCVs after that Vulture starts. A couple Zealots on the way right now. And this is going to come down to a lot of different things. The micro of both players, of course, very, very important. Because Sharp is a pro gamer, you really expect him to be able to bust this, but that doesn't mean that he'll be ahead at that point. It matters if he ends up killing probes or not. If Tyson tries to hold, sometimes Protoss decides that they want to try to hold the Nexus against this rush. And when they do try to hold, if they lose a bunch of probes, then they get very far behind. But if they just pull all the probes back, you can just go into a regular macro game from there. Now, here come the SCVs. He's bringing 8 as predicted. There's the Vulture. Here's the second Vulture we made. We'll see if he throws down that add-on right away. And here we go. The 2 Zealots going to try to hold. 2 Dragoons are coming out, so they're going to be here pretty quickly. SCVs come up. He's going to want to go ahead and throw down that bunker right away. The SCV's kind of sitting on this ramp. The Zealot's really far away from the Dragoons, so it looks like this is going to go up pretty easily right now. Look at Sharp, though. He's microing right now heavily. Oh, my God. He actually misclicks there. His Marines and SCVs targeting the pylon for a moment, and now suddenly everything gets on top of him. The probes and Dragoons and Zealot in front of the bunker. If he can prevent any Marines from getting in, that's huge. Sharp trying to walk around. Oh, my God. Oh, he blocks it, but very low health on everything. I think Sharp can still break it, but just barely so. Just some missed micro there. A greatly placed pylon really helping out. Okay, he does snap the neck of that Dragoon, But 2 more Dragoons going to get out. Only a single SCV in this bunker, and these Dragoons can stop anything else from getting out. So let's take stock of where we're at right now. Okay? He killed a decent amount of probes, but he also lost SCVs. Oh, this is sloppy. That's sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. To lose a probe right now to a one in a bunker, that does... No. Like, these probes shouldn't even be down here. This is, like, the silliest thing I've ever seen. But... anyways, the Dragoons are going to stop other units from getting in. That's kind of the plan. And now he's just going to walk up and pound on it. Surprised he doesn't actually kill the SCVs first, but I guess that's fine. Will end up killing that bunker, kills off the Marines. Meanwhile, a siege tank coming over. Mines are almost done. Sharp going to keep more pressure on. And I think that is probably the right play. If you try to bust a Nexus first and you fail, a lot of times that's game over. I mean, look at the worker count, right? Already, Tyson was down, but now he has 2 Nexuses going against 1 command center, so now he's up 4 probes. So he goes down from down 1 to up 4, and the command center is not even started. So this is bad news for Sharp right now. All right, pushing forward. And, yeah, he's got the tank, and he's laying some good mines. This is pretty good micro from Sharp, but... you can't force this that well, right? The siege tank can only do so much. Like, he's trying to lure Tyson into walking into mines, and it's just not really working out. In fact, he's going to pull back. He's already taken too much damage. So that is the end of the pressure from Sharp. Like, he'll still have some vultures out and run them around and stuff, and we'll see if he gets anything done. But you can see right now he is trying to transition. He's getting that range, or the siege mode upgrade, to make sure that he can live through anything that comes from Tyson. He's getting his command center. He's down a good 5 workers right now, and as far as Tyson goes, he should just be macroing very cleanly from here. We see him getting up to Observer Tech. He has a nice wall of Dragoons here, putting up some pylons as well. Sharp is very well known for going heavy vultures in early mid-game to try to get some damage, and as long as Tyson just kind of sits, a lot of the ways that Sharp normally plays are going to be headed off at the pass. But really looking at the position for Sharp, it's so unbelievably rough, right? Like, he's got just a small handful of units. He's got no real map presence other than a few mines and, like, a vulture. Getting a second factory now. He's having to make some turrets somewhat blindly. But, you know, it's a good choice. It's very common for Protoss to end up going for Reavers in this type of situation. And we see that is the case. Tyson is, in fact, going for Reavers. Of course, Sharp can't really scout anything. His comm stats are probably going to be very late this game. I think it's probably appropriate for him to play blind. Since ComStat, if you make ComStat stations, it takes 4 SCV build times total, right? 2 from this, 2 from this. So then you go down 4 more. He's already down 7 workers. If you go down 11 workers, it's too much. It's too much. So he should probably just play blind, make a few turrets, and continue to work on that economy, catching that economy up. Now, Tyson is taking this as his 3rd base. It's towards Sharp, so that maybe that opens him up to an attack. Like, if Sharp really front loads his army production and goes like for a really, really big, like a timing push, which isn't very popular. Timing pushes are not considered that strong nowadays. But maybe he can punish this somehow. We'll see about that. But not always the base that you see in these positions. A lot of times Protoss really puts in the effort to take this location as their 3rd. Now, shuttle speed is being made. The first Reaver pops out. Has a couple Zealots there as well, going up to the 4 gateways for really solid and steady production. Still a strong worker lead here for Tyson as well. And I think he's going to want to be very careful with the shuttle until he has that shuttle speed. And then we'll see what type of damage he can get done. Now, a couple Goliaths were mixed in. I actually, you know what? I like that. I like that. Early Goliaths are not, again, very trendy in the current metagame of this matchup. But he's got a couple. And that's going to just kind of shore up his defenses a bit. Defensively, he's looking good. I don't think he can really be attacked here. This is a great find. This Vulture picking off the probe that was headed up here for a 4th base in the top left main. So a very good pickoff, slowing that down. Vulture's still kind of just running around. Little group of 4 Dragoons here. And where is that shuttle? Here it is. Shuttle speed still not done quite yet. I kind of like the position he's sitting in. That's not somewhere you'll ever scan or anything like that. Vulture's still walking around looking for anything that they can scout and whatnot. A couple more gates coming up. Sharp adding more factories. He does have that +1 attack over halfway done. So if he wants to get his 2 on, he really needs to start his starport. It is possible he just skips the starport for a little bit and opts for later upgrades, which is actually okay. You know, people have been so obsessed because of the way that Flash was playing on just always nailing really, really quick upgrades. But occasionally you get into these weird positions where the Protoss is going to outproduce you, right? He's been way up on workers. His expansions are way quicker. So you can see already he's up like 40 supply on Sharp. So, you know, getting quick 2-1 is going to help you if you have not enough units literally to even live through an attack. So Sharp, you can see him focusing here heavily on just getting the factories up and producing a buttload of units, because that's what he's going to need to just not die. And he can worry about his upgrades a little bit later. That's honestly 2-1 upgrades. That is the least of his problems right now. So Tyson setting up his 4th base over at 9 o'clock. Looking good, looking clean. I love the 6 gateway production. Starting to pop out his Zealots here as well. The Zealot leg's almost done. The speed shuttle with 2 Reavers in it. He hasn't actually done anything yet, but honestly, there's pretty good defense. He probably could find some damage with it, but it's okay to just save it as well. It's such an annoying little group of units to deal with. It's also very good at cleaning up any like counter harassment, counter drop type stuff that Terran's gonna do. So the barracks floats up here towards the 3rd base, scouts what's going on. Sharp moving forward slowly. His Goliath range is almost done. Lot of speed Zealots out. This is a huge supply difference. So yeah, he has 10 more workers, but still, it's like a 42 supply difference. So that is a big, big army. And if Sharp goes too quickly, he's going to get busted here. This is not enough units. I think he can get busted right now. See if Sharp pulls back or what. Okay, he lifts off immediately. Targeting down the shuttles. Okay, gets that first shuttle quickly. The 2 Reavers get out. Great Scarabs right there. And look at that. Yeah, you're going to see all these siege tanks blow up right now. The Dragoons pushing everything back. He doesn't lose the command center, which is incredibly important. If you lose this command center, the game is over. Because you're not going to get a 3rd base for another 2 minutes. So he saves that. Very, very important. Some speed vultures get out on the map, start laying some mines. That's going to slow reinforcements. And look at this. Notice how Sharp has focused only on getting factories up. He has 7 facts right now. So he actually has enough. You know what? I think he'll be able to... Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, he won't get up. But I think that Sharp actually will be able to mass enough units here that he should be able to take his 3rd base in, like, another minute or so. Like, I think he'll be mining from it in about a minute. So that's really good. Like, if he had been slow at all in getting those, if he had been focusing more heavily on getting, like, 2-1 upgrades, as so many Terrans do, I think this game would basically already be done. But he is fielding a huge army right now. Like, he is pumping out. Look at him close that supply gap very quickly at this point. You see it's 6 gates against 7 factories. You don't normally see numbers like that. Oh, huge mines! And Tyson being pushed back. Look at that! Sharp doing an absolutely fantastic job here. I am loving this game from him. Well, it's the reason why I'm loving it is because he got really far behind and he is fighting back like a madman right now. And believe me, I'm a Terran that knows what it's like to be behind. So, good stuff to see. Now, Tyson, can he keep his cool? He's got a bunch of speed shuttles still, loading them up once again. Vultures slowing down that base. Okay, he does get another Nexus started. Finally, a 5th base getting started here, but it's like a little bit later than he wanted, right? The Vultures out on the map have done a good job slowing him down quite significantly. Now, a lot of goons with these 2 shuttles. Not a lot of Zealots on the ground. Like, okay, he does have some more coming over. Decent gateway count overall. Arbiters being made. Should he be attacking? Okay, this spread from Sharp is not that good. He's got 4 tanks on the high ground. They're all clumped. And then a ton of tanks down here. Realistically, you want like a big wide spread here. You want like all of your tanks basically firing at the same time, because at this point 150, you actually have enough to hold off a maxed Protoss army. So I'd love to see Sharp get into the proper position and then see what he wants to do. He just got his starport. He has that +1 armor on the way. No +2 attack upgrades yet or anything, but right now just kind of busy out on the map with his vultures, doing some nice harassment. A lot of Dragoons coming over to clean this up. He does not want to cancel or have to cancel his 5th base. It is so vitally important for Protoss to get a 5th base up against the 3-base Terran. Like, that is it. Like, you can't really play 4-base against the 3-base Terran. You really do need to get that 5th, and that's going to kind of give you what you need to actually battle toe-to-toe with someone like Sharp. All right, the probes being sent out. Really interesting game right now. Now, we don't see another command center yet from Sharp. He does get his science facility up. I am interested to see when he's going to start his next command center. I actually think he should be putting it down by now. Like, maybe just pop it here or something, or even in your main base if you want to try to expand there. Wherever you want to go. But just to get it started, he does have, you know, kind of enough in the bank to do that. Now, the Arbiter is actually... Oh, look at this. He was trying to sneak a turret here. So this really shows what his plan is. His plan is just for a big push. So this is that timing push I was talking about earlier, where he's trying to punish this base. Now, here we go. The Arbiter coming in. It has 100 energy. I know he's getting recall, or just got it. Does he have stasis? Yes, he does. Stasis goes down, but Sharp actually taking an excellent fight here. Despite some spells being cast, some drops coming out, a lot of tanks getting bruised, he does splatter a lot of the goons and pushes it back for now. Still a lot more units being produced. Sharp continuing to try to push. We see the 3rd add-on going up, so he's really going to be putting a lot of money into tanks. Oh, look at that as the 4th base. Just kind of up and out of the way. And the reason why Sharp is doing this, I believe, is because it's so far away that if it gets attacked, he can probably just instantly attack this location. Right? So, like, if one of your bases that's far away gets attacked, then that opens up an opportunity for you because a bunch of units are out of position. So I think that's the idea, but it also might just be like a hidden base, right? Where you're like, he's probably not going to scout this. Okay, so Sharp going through the middle now. He is down in supply a bit. Tyson has maxed out. Coming up with some reinforcements from that left side. Some of the goons getting splattered, laying a bunch of mines. These mines going to help protect this base as well. Full retreat up here to 12 o'clock. Finally do have another main base going up for Tyson now. Let's take a look at that main. Okay, looks like he does have 11 gateways here as well as the Stargate. Sharp, kind of, you know, he's cleaning out the map, I guess is a good way to put it, right? He's moving up here. He's moving down. He's laying mines. He's laying mines down here. Moving back up. Are we going to intercept? Coming back down. He's like spreading a big net to make sure no units get past him. So look at this. He gets all the Protoss army on the left and does take that engagement. That is a nice defense matrix, but a decent stasis. It does catch his shuttle, but it looks like Sharp's army just a step up right now against Tyson's. Tyson having to pull back. But you got to be careful right now. Tyson is going to be rallying out a lot of Zealots, I bet you. And if you try to continue to attack forward with this mostly siege tank composition, you're going to have a very hard time. And Sharp turns around. This is why he is one of the best Terrans in the entire world. One of the best players in the entire world. Knows not to push it any further. He takes a great fight. But if you lose this group of units, the game is going to be lost. So he retains this army. Beautifully done. He's still near his stasis units. He wants to try to help them. And there you go. They do become unstasis, and Tyson jumps on them so quickly. He can't do too much about that. Arbiter flies up and dies. Okay, that's going to fall. Single Vulture looks like it was harassing here a bit. But he does have probes up there now as well. A lot of mines being laid. Sharp? Well, he's got a lot of SCVs at this top right base. still kind of zoning through the map, right? He's cleaning it out. He knows there's nothing on his side. You can see, like, look, he's got stuff all, from bottom to top at this point. He has vision just about everywhere. Now he's setting up in some really strong tactical positions. Like, he's sieged up heavily behind a wall. Trying to run around this is very, very difficult. As the Protoss army starts to move to the south, look at this. He turns around, moves to the south with a lot of his units as well. He does not want to be caught out of position. Very, very beautifully done. In comes a shuttle, but he picks that off very quickly with his +2 Goliaths. He does have that +2 finally. More Goliaths are being added, and here we go. Tyson coming for. He's about to have a stasis now. There you go. It is ready. This one got EMP'd. It looks like, oh, that is a beautiful stasis. 5 siege tanks getting frozen there. Some Psystorms coming out on this side. He will clean this bottom piece of army, which means these tanks to the north don't have much of a shot. That's a rough moment for Sharp, right? He was doing well. His supply was looking strong, but you're dropping down to 120. That is not looking so hot. So Sharp maybe pushing his luck a bit too much here, losing a huge amount of siege tanks. He does have 3 add-ons, so he can kind of replace them. He does have this additional gas base, and it looks like Sharp is taking another base over at 3. So that 3 o'clock base getting up, as well as continuing to mine from this one, are going to be the 2 key factors here for Sharp if he is to remain in this game, if he's to continue to have a shot here against Tyson. Some nice storms going off against that raid of vultures trying to pick off the High Templars. Arbiter's still being produced. Not that many gateways in the top left. And here we go. Tyson pushing through now. Ooh, this is a scary moment. It's not that big an army, and it's in a line, so he will be able to push it back. But I think Tyson at this point realizes there has to be stuff up here. We haven't seen an actual full scout yet. But yeah, he's got to be thinking about, okay, you know what? He's maxed out again. There's no way that Sharp is maxed out, and Tyson knows that. So this is a good moment. Sharp is spread extremely thin. Extremely thin right now. All right, backing up. Trying to zone everything out. You can notice that Sharp is focusing on picking off things like Observers and Arbiters. Very important moves. Great EMP onto that Arbiter as well. Trying to just stop Tyson from being able to close in on him. All right, picks off another one. The Arbiter probably going to fall, but this flank is going to clear all of these tanks, this entire Terran army. And that means that Tyson is going to be able to knock out this base. And honestly, I think we're just about at the end of the game now. There's no real way for Sharp to come back. He just does not have the units. And Tyson putting out a couple of very strong games here. Sharp having a bad opening, but fighting back really strongly. Honestly, I think he got it up to even, and he got up to a really competitive game until he lost the tanks up here that we saw just a couple minutes ago. And that was kind of the crucial moment where Tyson broke the back of Sharp's army, right? He couldn't recover from there. It was too many units lost. So Tyson continues to run across. This command center gets killed. This one's floating in the air. GG, Tyson wins another one.